Hi guys, while the Tory party is splitting over immigration, some are starting to realise that keeping workers out is bad for the economy, on the one hand, while others want to reduce or eliminate visas for staff coming from abroad on the other. It means that until a policy is put in place that helps hospitality, healthcare, and in this example agriculture, different sectors like farmers will have to cut back on what they produce. In this report, a farmer said two damning things. One, that he couldn't find one local person to work on his farm, and second, that food production will have to be reduced in order to keep the farm operational. Have a listen.
It's courgette picking season on the farm, and these pickers are from countries like Romania and Kazakhstan. The current seasonal workers scheme means that they can only stay for 6 months and then have to go home for 5 months before coming back. And it's only just about workable for the Gloucestershire farmer who's growing here.
There are 10 people coming next week who will finish at the end of November. I could really do with them here this week, but I've had to pace it out to make sure that we have enough people. Otherwise we have them now, and in October, November, when we're doing our pumpkins and still doing courgettes, we haven't got enough people.
And the government not only wants growers to rely more on technology, which farmers are investing in, but also on a domestic workforce.
You don't have UK people applying for your jobs?
I've been working with all the employment agencies of the government around this area for 3 years now, and as yet they haven't found me one single person.
3 years and not one single person. This is the problem we've been talking about. You know, the Tories and the far right within the Conservative Party are continually pushing this idea that, well, you know, farmers just need to hire people from the local area. They're also applying that to hospitality and healthcare, saying you shouldn't be bringing in people from abroad, you should be just hiring people from the local area. Well, this farmer has pointed out that he's been trying to do that for 3 years, and the response is nothing. Now, of course, the response from the Conservatives will be, well, you just need to pay workers more. Okay, if he pays workers more, then he has to pass on that cost to who? To the consumer or to the supermarkets. But if the supermarket are able to buy food cheaper from abroad, then they're going to do that. So the farmer is in a position where if he increases wages, he'll have to increase the price that he charges the supermarket. But if the supermarket don't like that price, then they'll just import the food cheaper from abroad. Do these people not understand the problem here?
Last week, the former Environment Secretary, George Eustace, published the results of an independent review that he commissioned into the impact of labour shortages on the food production sector. And he's now calling on the government to introduce a temporary visa scheme lasting 2 to 3 years for migrant workers.
In a statement, the government said today, we will continue to support our farmers and growers with the people they need, whilst making improvements to the seasonal workers route to stop exploitation, and will take decisive action against anyone who breaks the rules. Meanwhile, the National Farmers Union says those extra workers are needed now.
We really need to be seeing near the 55,000, and the extension to people to be able to return, not to abuse the system, but absolutely to fill those gaps in a meaningful way, both for those who want to come and work here, so it's a sustained income that means something, as well as to enable our farmers and growers to be able to invest properly long term.
Back on the farm, Martin's already decided to stop growing some crops as they can't get enough workers to pick them. All he and his fellow growers are asking for now is certainty to plan for the future supply of the food that we all need.
So, if he can't get the workers he needs, what is he going to do? He's going to reduce the production in order to maintain the farm. So what you're going to hear over the next number of months and probably years is, if these policies don't change, well, the farmers will produce less. And you're not going to hear about these shortages of workers because, well, they're producing less food. So if you're producing less food, and of course the population is increasing and there's more demand for food, then where is it going to come from? It's going to come from abroad. So farmers are going to be hit again. So they're not going to be able to compete with the big producers in Britain because they won't have the staff. And they won't be able to compete with farmers from abroad who do have the staff and have lower prices. This is insane. And at the same time, you have the Tory government saying, we want to encourage farmers to hire local people and we want to encourage self-sufficiency when it comes to the food supply. All of this is working against the farmers and is working against this idea of self-sufficiency. Because when it comes to climate change, prices of food are going to go up. It's going to become more and more difficult to grow food. But unfortunately, many people who still cling on to the idea that Brexit is a good idea deny that as well. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.